Welcome to this month's conversation, the promise of ESSA. For those of you who are on Twitter, the hashtag today is hashtag ESSA Promise. I am going to briefly introduce the panelists, but there are more full biographies in your packets. We are first going to hear from Matthew Stem, who is the Deputy Director for the Office of Elementary and Secondary Education in the Pennsylvania Department of Education, where he directs and coordinates comprehensive statewide programs for elementary and secondary education. He worked in public education for over 2 decades and as a teacher and administrator. He began as a 6th grade teacher in the school district of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and went on to serve in many other posts in that district and others, including Dean of Students, Elementary School Principal, Director of Student Services, and Assistant Superintendent before he assumed his current post. Next, we are going to hear from Dan Montgomery, who is the an AFT Vice President on the Executive Council. He is also the president of the 103,000-member Illinois Federation of Teachers, as well as a member of the Albert Shanker Institute Board of Directors and the board of the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. Before assuming his post at the IFT, he was a head of the 1,700-member North Suburban Teachers Union Local, and was an English teacher for many years. We are next going to hear from Jessica Chillin. She's the Director of Federal Policy for the Learning Policy Institute, where she plays a leadership role in developing federal legislative and regulatory strategy and co-leads LPI's policy team. She's a member of LPI's Educator Quality and Deeper Learning teams and is the lead author of Advancing Educational Equity for Underserved Youth. Prior to assuming this position, she was a teacher in New York City for a number of years and worked and taught at Columbia University and was also the education counsel to Senator Bernie Sanders and senior director for policy and advocacy at the Alliance for Excellent Education. And last but not least, is the AFT's Director of Educational Issues and Assistant to the President for Educational Issues. Marla, and now I'm always going to say your name incorrectly.
It's not that hard.
Marla Johnson, and she has been in this position for what I'm sure feels like an eternity. But previous to this, she was the district redesign and leadership, the director of district redesign and leadership at the Annenberg Institute for School Reform at Brown University, and senior program officer at the Rockefeller Foundation. And with that, I'm going to turn the panel over to Matt.